Your life can be simple, but you have to simplify it. Your business can be simple, but you have to simplify it. Your relationship with your children can feel easy, but you have to simplify your triggers, right? Like there's so much work that we have to do, like inner work wise, to heal ourselves. But when you simplify and declutter your insides, your outsides feel so much lighter. Are you a 6 to 7 figure revenue generating business owner who is craving more ease, more alignment, and definitely more profit in your business? Well, guess what? I have been leaning in towards having these conversations about owning your value, understanding sales and marketing from an authentic feminine approach. And I have decided to have a private conversation about these topics. So I'm starting a private podcast called Emotionally Uncomfortable Attracting Profit. So head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/profit, PROFIT. If you are a 6 to 7 figure female founding business owner, you're going to want to check it out because I'm talking more strategy over there. I'm talking bigger picture. These are conversations that I've not yet had on the Emotionally Uncomfortable podcast. Go over there, check it out, and we'll see you on the inside. Today, we're going to be talking about mistakes that smart people make about healthy habits. So I'm going to give you a little background information. I have become mildly obsessed with helping women specifically, but I'm sure men can benefit from this as well. But I can just speak from my life experience as a woman, a working woman, raising children. It feels incredibly overwhelming to align your actions with how you want to feel. And I love helping people reverse engineer how they want to feel in all areas of their life. And I will tell you, I have a personal challenge with the way that I see people marketing things out there in the world of like 10 easy steps to blah, 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 or 3 quick tips. Because the more and more research I do on the behavioral change that is required in order to become the type of person, it's fascinating to me how easy it is to sabotage your success. And that is kind of what I've become obsessed with is healthy habits. And so I talk a lot about 10-minute habits. I'm kind of thinking this might be my next book, but I don't know. I'm open to feedback or thoughts or feelings. But it all started with my energetic time management process that I've been teaching inside of my coaching. And I think it's like chapter 14 in my book, Dying to be a Good Mother. And my clients are like, this is a game changer. Like, I feel alive. I'm out of survival mode. I'm not burning out anymore. Like, I get it. I have time and energy. And I'm like, okay, but like, why don't other people understand this concept? And I was like, well, you have to take action in order to create change, right? And we have to break down action to be sustainable in order for a very busy, overwhelmed person to start taking action. So today I wanted to read a post that James Clear, and James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits. So if you haven't read that book yet, you need to read it. He's kind of boring, but the book itself is like the science of habits. And what I really like about that is when you look at science, and of course, science can always be debated, but a habit, he's not curing cancer, right? But a habit, the science of habit formation, it's so fucking simple. Like, It is so simple. The key that everyone is missing is consistency. Like, we've been conditioned to believe that we do something for 6 weeks or 21 days, right? It takes 21 days. And then we're going to be a new person, and we need to stop doing the work. And it's like, unfortunately, you have to do this for the rest of your life. Like, if you want to become a different person or grow anything, you have to change your behavior consistently for the rest of your life. The good news is it doesn't need to feel hard all the time. And the more you do it, then your identity changes, but there's a lot of inner work required. So I'm going to read the post first. So the title of his actual post is "The Mistakes Smart People Make: Being in Motion versus Taking Action," which I thought this to be very accurate. And also it reminded me of like the busy culture, the chronic busy and overwhelmed. So I want you to think about work. And I want you to think about parenting. And I want you to think about your life in general and your to-do list. How much of that is motion versus actual action? Okay, so I'm going to read it. When in motion, you're planning and strategizing and learning. Those are all good things, but they don't produce a result. Okay, interesting, right? So they don't produce a result. It's like, I'm planning, I'm strategizing, I'm learning. And what I see is most online coaching programs, which is why people get so burnt out and angry about coaching, is they're buying info products. And so you are planning and strategizing and learning, but you're not taking action. And so I think that's how I differ, because I force people to take action by the structure of our programs. And that's where we get emotionally uncomfortable. Action, on the other hand, is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. Here's an example. If I email 10 new leads for my business and start conversations with them, that's motion, right? You get the ball rolling. That's motion. If they actually buy something and turn it into a customer, that's action. Sometimes motion is useful, but it will never produce outcome by itself, right? So motion is like, let's get the ball rolling. We need to plan, we need to strategize, we need to learn, right? You need to move, right? But action is like, boom, like that is the actual action that you're taking to close the person. So example, you send one of those emails and that's motion. And you're like, hey, I have 3 spots open. If you're interested, hit reply. The person hits reply. The action is you get the person on the phone or send them a link to buy, right? Another action is you might follow up with that person. And that's action rather than just motion or avoiding like follow up. Why smart people find themselves in motion. If motion doesn't lead to results, why do we do it? Sometimes we do it because we actually need to plan or learn more. We actually need to plan or learn more. But more often than not, we do it because motion allows us to feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. Okay. Let me repeat that again, because what I want you to hear is that you are actually avoiding feeling your feelings, right? Your fear of failure. Okay. More often than not, we do it because motion allows us to feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. For example, you want to land more clients for your business, but if you ask for the sale, you might get turned down. So you just email 10 potential clients instead. You see what happened? It's like you're not taking the action to be like, hey, do you want to work with me? You're just sending 10 more emails to potential clients rather than saying, hey, do you want to get on the phone? Hey, are you interested? Hey, I haven't heard back, right? And when you lean into the action that is required for your desired outcome, and in this example that he's asking is the sale of a client, you're going to get emotionally uncomfortable. You're going to feel that like, oh God, there's the fear. Like that is when you know you're getting closer to the magic. Okay. I feel it all the time. I'm a human. I know other people feel it. And this is why I'm always about like, you need to master your fear. If you don't master your fear, you're going to be living in fear, even though you're like, I'm good. I'm comfortable. Why am I like stuck? How come I don't, have clarity? Because you're not doing emotionally uncomfortable things to get to the result that you desire. All right. Motion makes you feel like you're getting things done. Oh, shit. I hear people all the time be like, I want to feel productive. Well, you might actually be in motion. Motion makes you feel like you're getting things done, but really you're just preparing to get something done. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you need to change something. And then he gives you some tips. This is James Clear, by the way. He's on Instagram. This is where I'm reading this. And he also has a really good newsletter that I am not on. And the book Atomic Habits. So you need to check this guy out. I also love that he has 1 million followers on Instagram and his profile picture is of like a mountain. And you don't see his face on social media. Like, I love that about him. I love that because I'm like, yes, introverted. Now, a quick word about today's sponsor, AG1. My friend texted me the other day and asked, Heather, which multivitamin do you take? And I don't consider myself a healthcare practitioner, nor do I take random supplements that people tell me to take. But in general, I think the question is really coming from a place of the fact that we all want to develop tiny, healthy habits without the overwhelm or expensive monthly fees. And that's why I personally take AG1. AG1 has over 7,000 5-star reviews, and some of the people that I personally look up to in the nutritional science space highly recommend it. I also love the travel packs that AG1 makes, as it's super easy to bring on the road and get through security at the airport. It's one of those simple daily habits you can take with you, which surprisingly has allowed me to feel more grounded as well. And I love the mental clarity and alertness that comes from taking it consistently. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best and also has third-party testing. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/EU for emotionally uncomfortable. Again, that's athletic, ATHLETIC greens.com/EU to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Back to the podcast. Okay, here's a tip. Set a schedule for your actions. For weightlifting, I train on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. That's the schedule each week. I'm not planning workout exercises. I'm not researching workout programs. I'm simply working out. Action, not motion. For ongoing goals and lifestyle changes, I think this is the best approach. Set a schedule for your actions and stick to it. So this is interesting because, and I love that I'm going to pretend that this is backed by science, but this is a concept that I teach in energetic time management, that you once you get to the physical actions that are required, like go, in this case, go to the gym, you put it on your calendar. And going to the gym, I can understand putting that on the calendar, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, that's normal. But it might say send those 10 emails, or it might be like do nothing. Like you might actually have to physically put that on your calendar, like do nothing. So when you do ETM like that, like do nothing, of course, you're aligning your actions with how you want to feel, which we discuss. You put it on the calendar, and then you reflect back on the week. And when you're reflecting back on the week, you're looking at like what actions you've actually taken. So I physically, and I fall off the wagon all the time with this, but I will physically go back and look at my calendar and be like, okay, what did I follow through with versus what didn't I follow through with? And then you're like, well, no wonder why I'm not getting results. In my head, I'm telling myself I'm doing something, but I'm not actually doing it on paper, like, and in real time. So clearly my actions are not aligned, right? You're in motion. All right. The next tip is pick a date to shift you from motion to action. For some goals, setting a date, a daily or weekly schedule doesn't work as well. This is the case if you're doing something that is only going to happen once, like releasing your new book or submitting a major project. These things require some planning up front, motion. They also require plenty of action to complete them. In a situation like this, I find that it's best to simply pick a date, put something on the calendar, make it public. For big projects or one-time goals, I think this is the best approach. Force yourself out of motion and into action by setting a hard deadline. So, reading that, I want like a little more detail. I can tell you from writing a book, the deadline, you can get into motion a lot with writing a book, right? You're like, I got to edit some more. I got to edit more. I got to edit more. Oh, let me rewrite that. So I had deadlines, and it wasn't just about the calendar. Like I physically made myself so emotionally uncomfortable by surrounding myself with people who were holding me accountable. So I didn't write the book first. I hired somebody to help me. And we had deadlines, and then I had the publication behind me. So there was a lot of deadlines, and those deadlines had to be met, which put, pressure on me, made me emotionally uncomfortable. So yeah, there was a schedule, and it had to be good enough, and I had to get shit done. So there's a lot of motion, right? Planning, editing, doing all the things, but then it's like action time. You got to shit or get off the pot sometimes. Choosing action. Motion will never produce a final result. Action will. I'm going to read this again because I think it's like for those in the back who didn't hear it. Okay. I want you to listen to me. Choose action. Motion will never produce a final result. Action will. When you're in motion, you're planning and strategizing and learning. Those are all good things, but they don't produce results. Are you doing something, or are you just preparing to do it? Are you in motion, or are you taking action? Okay. I want to talk about that. Every time So I've been at this long enough now where I can call myself out on my own bullshit. I still have to put people around me to call me out too. I'm open to receiving their feedback, where before I wasn't because I was scared. But when I'm when I'm running a challenge, or we're doing like our attracting profit accelerators inside of our business community. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you can check out the Attracting Profit Private podcast. You can go to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/profit. And that's just a business conversations. But we were doing an Attracting Profit Accelerator. And I see this all the time. You're a human. Welcome to being human. but you have to have the self-awareness to catch yourself in motion versus action. And I will see people that will like literally send me messages that are 10 minutes long and say why something isn't working and that they've wasted 2 days looking into something. And I'm like, you just spent 2 days in motion and actually in drama and not taking any action towards what you want or desire. I'm actually going to tell you a story, my own personal story recently. So, I can call people out, but I'm also going to call myself out. And recently I had something happen. So where I needed to change the date on an airline ticket. And I spent a lot of time trying to get the date changed. And because I didn't have the right insurance or I didn't have the right ticket, they wouldn't let me change the date. And I could have put up a huge stink about it. And, maybe someone will send me a DM and let me know how I could have did it better. But I tried. Okay. I tried. And they're like, nope. You have like the basic of the basic. And I didn't get like first class. I didn't, it was just economy fucking basic. And I was like, I spent hours on this task, like, because I had to call, I was trying to email, I was trying to figure it out, whatever. And I thought, what a waste of my fucking time and energy, right? That's motion. I'm in motion, but I'm not giving up. And I'm like, I have to solve this problem. And then it just came to the point where it was like, just buy another fucking ticket. Buy another fucking ticket. I was $1,000 out. And I'm like, you know what? It's a privilege that I can put this $1,000 on my credit card and I'm not going to lose sleep over it. My ego is going to be a little bruised, but I'm not losing sleep over it. Like, what a fucking privilege. And the reason why I had to change the date was for like a bigger, like there was a death in the family and I had to change the dates of my event that I was attending. So the date or the investment of the ticket, it was worth it. Right. And I had to shift from motion to action. And I was just like, fuck it. My ego is going to be bruised. In the bigger picture, I won't go to Costco. Like in the bigger picture, just cut back on shit. I learned some lessons. These lessons cost me $1,000. Like, move on, Heather, choose action, get shit done, buy the ticket, refocus your energy and attention on what matters most. And that's a perfect example of motion versus action. I see people wasting so much time and energy on shit that doesn't matter. And I also want to say healthy habits, like healthy fucking habits that are stressing them out. And the stress is causing more stress and drama in their lives. Your life can be simple, but you have to simplify it. Your business can be simple, but you have to simplify it. Your relationship with your children can feel easy, but you have to simplify your triggers, right? Like there's so much work that we have to do, like inner work wise, to heal ourselves. But when you simplify and declutter your insides, your outsides feel so much lighter. So I hope today was educational for you. Motion versus action. Why smart people. I don't even remember what I titled this. I don't know. You'll figure it out. It'll be on the title. What did I say? I don't even know. Let me see what I titled this one. Because you're smart. You're intelligent. Oh, the mistakes smart people make about healthy habits. Something like that. You're smart. You're too smart for your own good. That's all I got to say about that. So if you like this episode, I would love a review so other people can find it. You can do that on iTunes. I also love screenshots. If you take a screenshot, tag me on Instagram, let me know that you listened and send me a DM. Like, what was your biggest takeaway? I'm a real human. I love to talk to people. And thank you. Just be you. Just, you know, live your best fucking life. Let it be easy. And if you want to join us at our next energetic time management habit challenge, then head on over to heatherchauvin.com/ETM, like ETM for energetic time management. I'm going to show you how to create 10-minute habits that are in alignment with how you want to feel in all areas of your life, what your soul is craving. And people tell me all the time that they thought I was crazy and that this wasn't going to work. And you're going to see some testimonials on that page, even video testimonials of people being like, I get it. I get it. I get it. So heatherchauvin.com/ETM. It's going to be the best $47 you've ever spent. I promise. We'll see you there.
Hello, my name is Cass, and I am the owner and principal designer of Cass Design Studio in LaSalle, Ontario. I found Heather, I feel like I watched her video, her TEDx Windsor 15-minute speech that came across social media at one point or another. And then I got my hands on her book, Dying to Be a Good Mother. And from there, I knew I had to work with her. So I've been working with Heather for about 8-10 months, and it's been amazing. I joined Mastery Business because I knew I needed something to join both worlds. I had a lot going on personally and just chaotic thoughts and all of these things happening. And the way that it was affecting my business, there's no way that I could have only worked on my business without working on myself. And I think that was honestly just what did it for me. I was so excited that she implemented both ends of the spectrum, for me anyway. The things that have changed the most for me, I think, is really just my attitude. And at the deeper level is my anger is gone. I didn't realize how much anger and resentment and grief I was holding on to. That again was playing a huge role in my daily life, and that specifically to me is what changed. So let alone, all of the habits and the self-awareness and all of that, I am very pleased to say that my anger is gone and I can cultivate, more positive emotions and more positive energy into all aspects of things.